Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is the Big Thing Show. So, what the hell is today's show going to be about? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really know. I think it's just me, Roxy, and I talking today about some stuff. We're going to find out more about the neighbor, if there's anything going on in the saga at all. If there's any reality TV and whatnot to talk about, we'll talk about that. We got to figure out what the hell is happening with this strike, to be honest with you. That's the honest thing, is we got to figure out what's happening in general, not only with hopefully progression of it all, but what people are allowed to talk about and not. It still hasn't been made clear, and it's been affecting everybody's shows. It's been affecting people's channels and all that stuff too. And I want to be able to talk to Roxy about TV and movies, and I can't because I understand where she's coming from, but I'd like someone to give her an answer. That'd be nice, because I got some kind of an answer. But we'll talk about some stuff. And David Grusch, man. It's not going to be a full-on UAP UFO show today, because that's what we do on Tuesdays. But I have to bring up this thing that's happening with him. If you guys don't know, the UFO whistleblower, David Grusch, they leaked his records, his medical records, to a news outlet, and there's only one. There were two people that could have potentially done it, two organizations that could have done it. One of those was ruled out. So we'll talk about that and more. But that's the show. It'll be kind of a short one today, but it's me and Roxy Stryer. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Thing. So one of the things I wanted to mention before we get to the great Roxy Stryer, we're doing a new thing here. If you go to streamlabs.com/theschmodown and you leave a question, we will take those questions over the course of the day, and in the next episode, we'll ask some questions. So I did this on yesterday's show. So I will read out any questions that came in, and we'll do the same thing every show. So we'll do it at the end of the show. So if you want to,
cool.
Yeah, you like that?
I like that.
We'll by the end of the show, we'll figure it out. But you hear that voice? It's Roxy Stryer. How you doing, Rox?
So good, Kristian.
Oh, yeah? Is that true?
I don't know. You've been talking to me about this manifesting thing, so I figured I would say I was doing well, and then maybe I'm doing well.
Good. That's how it works. Yeah, I've been... it's so funny when you tell people, like, because people are so judgmental, but it doesn't really matter. Like, for me, I don't know what I was looking at, but I was going through Instagram, as one does, through the reels and all those things, and something popped up that just resonated with me, and people I don't think really understand what, when they hear manifestation, they think of this one thing and what it is, and they think that manifestation is, if I feel I'm going to be a millionaire, and you put it out in the universe, it's going to happen. It doesn't work that way. It's more so it's a mentality. It's an idea. It really is like I think it's an attachment to kind of spiritual or more spiritual.
Do you believe in God?
I do, but I think that it's more so in this way. Like, I was raised Catholic, right? And I think that there's so much more. I never gave in to the idea of that one person's. It's definite. Like, if it's my religion, it's definite. But you follow a different religion. Yours is wrong because I know mine is right. I just never felt right feeling that, right? You know.
But you still identify as Catholic?
I don't think so. Even though I got my kids baptized and all that. Yeah.
Some kind of Christian something.
Yeah, and I think I've recently just been really more attached to kind of the spiritual kind of, and I do think like
the universe.
The universe, but I do think, I wish I was smart enough to know, like, quantum physics, right? Like, it fascinates me. Like, and I think it's all attached to all of it, to the universe, and then if you pay attention to things going on in your life, like what things you're watching, billboards you see, like, it's a portion of each thing that's going on in your life that's kind of giving you little signs about things you're interested in. And I was watching, like, Oppenheimer, and he's the first person to bring quantum physics over to the United States, and then how all that played. And then I don't think it's a coincidence with all the stuff going on with the UAPs, how that's potentially connected to quantum physics and all these other things, potentially from the the things that David Grusch is saying, that the theories are of how they're actually traveling here and things like that.
The interdimensional shadow travel.
Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, who knows whether it's not even a matter of if it's real or fake. It's the fact that it's there, and in my head, like just the just kind of the rules of attraction and that type of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's
Well,
kind of
so I'm doing great.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm amazing.
Oh, you're amazing.
Amazing.
Good. You're having a great day.
Having a great day. Everything is working in my favor.
Good. See, now
Yes.
you figured it out. Mm-hmm. And what about dates? Nothing. Do you have anything since last
I'm
week?
trying to think. You know, a lot of combos on the apps.
You said you're gonna get off those apps.
I know, but nobody else is setting me up on dates right now.
I sent you a picture. You didn't respond.
Yeah, because you know why.
But that's not. But that she had a boyfriend.
Yeah, but you tried to set him up with somebody else.
You had Canada at the time.
No, you didn't think of me.
I did think of you.
No, I checked the timeline. I did not
Yes,
have Canada.
you
at
had
the
Canada
time. No,
at
I
the time.
didn't.
What do you mean check
on the timeline? Check the timeline of when you tried to set her up.
That was Canada.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Are you sure?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, it was end of last year.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so you thought of her, and I don't want to be. It's got to be a fit, and you obviously don't think it's a fit. You just know one single guy.
No, I know. And I know another guy too.
Who's the other guy?
My other friend.
Is he real?
Yeah. Snuffle up, I guess. Is he real? Yeah, he's real.
Okay.
I haven't seen him in a little bit, but he's real. I just don't know.
When you are somebody who's waited this long, I need like somebody awesome. Oh,
I love
you
this
know,
camera shot, by the way.
everybody in the comments
Yeah.
really pissed me off this last
Uh-oh,
week.
why?
Because I
So it
don't
was your
know
fault?
how I phrase it. Yeah, some people said it was my fault, but that wasn't that many
Okay.
people. But many people in there, and it's also, of course, not. I wouldn't say my fault, but of course, it's not like I'm wanting to date every guy I go on a date with, and I
Right.
can't get them to date me. I don't like some of them.
Right.
So they're in.
So what was pissing you
that
off,
would be my
though?
fault. They said that I had a problem with dating. They were like, "There's no problem with going on a date where you're not drinking, Roxy. You say you want to be serious, but then all you do is drink."
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Oh my God,
Really?
look at it. Yeah,
How many? 2?
20?
No.
Christian, a lot.
20 comments?
Commenting about like I don't drink and blah blah blah. Like there's this and this. A lot of them. A lot of the comments.
20 comments referencing the drinking. Can we make a bet on that? I'm going to say
Well-
no more than 6.
I don't know because you asked me
20.
about how many people were at a show the other night.
Right.
I'm not good at that stuff, but it was several. It was several. It wasn't 1 or 2. It was several.
Okay, so it was at least, but if it was 6, that's still
So,
6.
Okay, it could. I would say 10.
I have to look now.
Yeah, we can look. But so they were talking about the drinking thing, and I didn't say that. It's my preference on a
Right.
first date to grab
Sure.
a drink. I'm allowed to have a preference.
Of
Like,
course.
it's so weird to be like, well, I don't drink, so da 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 da. Good for you, homie.
Right.
I'm not trying to convince. I'm not out here trying to convince dudes to get drunk that don't drink. What?
Black Widow.
Is that what she did?
No, not the superhero. Just there was,
Spider?
yeah, that's what she. It was
Are you
just
starting rumors about ScarJo?
Scarlett. Yeah, she's got people hammered. It's how she got Jost. Just kind of
Yeah,
hammered.
yeah.
I don't think she
God,
needs to
that's
get
a
anybody
great
drunk.
couple.
They've been together for a bit.
Yeah.
Who's just getting? See, this is now when you can't talk about stuff, it turns into a gossip show. Someone just. Oh, Natalie Portman's getting divorced.
Really? That's a bummer.
Yeah.
So what happened with Sandra Bullock's husband?
Not husband, right? Wasn't her? It was her photographer or something. It wasn't her husband. She wasn't married. It's like a longtime photographer, a partner. I think you saw partner and not husband. Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So what happens when you just read the headline?
Yeah. It was her.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. If you go ahead, do your research. I'm pretty sure on that one.
Do you know anything about Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion?
You got to remember, I didn't know who Meg Thee Stallion was until Incredible Hulk.
It did say Sandra Bullock partner, longtime partner.
Yeah. Read the article.
That's a shit way of phrasing that.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but it's not.
Longtime partner has died. They only say longtime partner.
Yes, photographer. I think it was business partner. I don't think it was. Who knows? I don't know anymore.
No, longtime partner, model turned photographer. Oh, it's her part.
Was it?
It's her dude.
But it wasn't her husband.
Longtime partner.
Sure. Yeah, this is. I'll tell you.
Okay, Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion.
What does this mean?
You don't know.
No. What? They together?
Nope. Jesus. Are you kidding? Oh no, you really don't know anything about this. Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot.
Shit.
You don't remember that whole thing?
No.
Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot. People took different sides. This is why people were upset with Drake, because even though Meg Thee Stallion had to go to the hospital and there's images of her being shot and footage, Tory Lanez convinced all of his bros that he never shot her and that didn't happen.
Okay.
And Drake has a line about it in his song. Anyway, he was sentenced to 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So now I'm giving you all the gossip.
Now, see? Now,
As he should be. He shot her. She was leaving a car to leave him because he was a not good dude, and he shot her for leaving the vehicle.
So maybe I did hear this. I don't remember. But what was, but this had nothing to do with the thing that you ran into in Malibu.
This was
Tell me
a
about
crazy other thing. Pop Smoke is a rapper who died in 2020, and he was shot, and I believe by a 17-year-old and two 15-year-old accomplices. And I was in Malibu the other day, and I'm at a restaurant, and all of a sudden, siren. So I'm like, what is going on? So I asked one of the waiters, like, what's happening? And the beach is closed off.
Yeah.
This guy or maybe it was a young girl, walking by, saw this barrel on the beach, big barrel, 55-gallon barrel, and took the lid off of it, and just naked, dead in the barrel was a person. And then they have now identified who the body was, and it's the brother of the person accused of killing Pop Smoke. Okay. So they believe that they're connected. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's...
In Malibu on the beach. I mean, like, so everybody was so freaked out.
And you were there when they discovered it? That's crazy.
I'm sitting in Malibu, siren. Yeah. I'm just like, what? You don't hear that there very often. And I couldn't go. I go down to the beach, but not to that.
What were you doing? You were at the beach?
I was working.
Oh, you were working?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was working. I go there to work a lot. You ever want to come? It's dope.
It's nice. My friend of mine just bought a house out there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Am I your friend?
Did you buy a house?
Manifesting.
Oh.
I bought a house in Malibu.
Nice. See, now you're getting the hang of it. You're getting the hang of it.
Kristian comes by with his family. We barbecue. We work. This. Yeah, it's amazing.
Perfect.
It's really fun.
You seem like you really believe that.
I do.
Okay.
Who should know? I do believe that.
I'm going to tell you what. You better get an email back, because there's only so many episodes you can do like this.
No, these are good.
I like to do it when we have stuff to talk about.
You want to know about the roommate? Because that's big.
All right. What, the roommate? You mean the neighbor?
Yeah.
All right. So
it feels like roommate, because that's how loud it is.
It's going to be a short episode. The
hey,
neighbor.
You don't know. I can talk about this for an hour.
You certainly can. But well, you know what we should do leading up to this beforehand? I'm going to tell everybody about all the sponsors now. And then we'll get into the neighbor stuff too. There's a lot of neighbor stuff, and it's if you're following the drama, that's why a lot of people are probably tuning in for the neighbor stuff today. I'm going to tell you about 3 of our sponsors right now, both AG1, Nutrafol, and of course Manscaped. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody. Our next partner is AG1, the daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health. So you guys know about AG1. If you're brand new to this show, you're going to hear about them because I talk about them on every single show. Why? Because I incorporate them into my life. I'm a coffee drinker. I'm not going to lie to you. I drink coffee. But what this has done for me is I take AG1 every morning. I have this big, large cup. I think I got it from the zoo when I went with my kids. Doesn't matter. I put cold water in it. I take some AG1, and it gives me enough to where I actually save money on coffee now, because I used to need like 2 or 3 cups a day and 1 cup of coffee. 1 cup of coffee, but I have AG1 in the morning. That's my vitamins. That's everything that I need, because I didn't want to take all these different supplements. I wanted just a single solution that supports my entire body, and it covers my nutritional bases every day. It helps with sleep quality, a better immune system, all of that. It's great. I take it in the morning right when I wake up, and it just makes me feel amazing. Since I've been drinking it, I've noticed just an overall feeling of health. I mean, I really have. It's like I have a little bit more pep in my step, guys, and I've been doing it for a bit. You guys have said it over the last year. You have so much more fun doing the show. Yeah, because I also feel good when I'm waking up in the morning, getting ready. So if you want to take ownership of your health, you try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/bigthing. drinkag1.com/bigthing. Check it out. Now we're talking about a sponsor for your bouncing bundle of joy. Not talking about a baby. We're talking about your baby makers. That's right. Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped. But just like babies, you delicate little guys have sensitive skin and deserve products that they're not only skin safe, but made with safe ingredients. And that's where Manscaped Platinum's package comes in. From razors to shower care, this package goes above the gold standard for your body hair. So treat your beautiful boys to the world's finest toys. You go to manscaped.com, use our code BIGTHING for 20% off plus free shipping. I love Manscaped. I love it. I've been using Manscaped forever. And since I got Manscaped, I'm not going to lie. I used to go to the supermarket and just pick out razors and go, good luck. See, it looked like a battlefield. It stings. Anyway, point is, since Manscaped, I don't have that problem anymore. And it's like, I feel like Jack Nicholson, like, where do they get those wonderful toys? It's the stuff they keep coming up with. I use Manscaped all of the damn time. The Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0, it's the one-stop shop for the man who deserves it all. And they designed this package to allow you to fully align your entire hygiene routine with elite products. They got it all. It's the best. And don't forget to apply their aluminum-free, ultra-premium deodorant for that cologne-quality scent on the go. The Platinum Package 4.0 covers all bases from head to toe and hair to ball fro. See? 20% off and free shipping, but use that code BIGTHING at manscaped.com. 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, but use that code BIGTHING. Use the Platinum Package because the gold standard is no longer good enough. I am so excited that this show is now sponsored by Nutrafol. Do you guys know that 80% of men are going to experience a hair thinning in their lifetime? It's normal, but it doesn't have to be fate. You can get ahead of thinning with Nutrafol. It's the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, visible thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Go to Nutrafol.com/men to take their health wellness quiz. You identify causes of your thinning hair, and Nutrafol will give you a personalized plan for better health, getting through whole body wellness. It works. In a clinical study, 84% of men showed improvement in their hair after 6 months of taking Nutrafol. So take that first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/men and enter the promo code BIGTHING. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommended Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com/men. Nutrafol.com/men and enter that code BIGTHING. That's Nutrafol.com/men, promo code BIGTHING. All right, thank you to our sponsors. Once again, you guys know that if you've been able to get any of our sponsors, you helped out the show tremendously. If you were able to do any of that, thank you so much. And if you're able to do it and you haven't done it, please, please, please look at the description, pin comment, please let it happen. Roxy, tell me what's going on. What's the latest drama? Latest drama was hugs in the hallway.
Yeah, hugs in the hallway happened.
And and then late time. Oh no,
and then I got up.
You got up to go to try to get some
yeah.
footage or audio rather, and nothing came about.
So finally, I have a friend in the apartment complex. It's 9 units, and we're all on a text chain except for 2 different units. This girl's one of them. So one of my friends, the one I'm closest with, was texting with me this week, and he was like, "Bro, enough's enough. How are you parking anymore?
Yeah.
Like, I get that you try to be chill, but you have to talk to our landlord. Like, this girl's mattress is in your spot,
right? And
she parks in your spot.
Why don't you run over it?
I should
run over it.
So he was like, and it looks like it's disgusting down there. We live in a nice place. She makes it look like a trash bowl. It's fine. I could say something to. He was like, I could say something to our landlord, but I'm not the one who parks there. Right. So it's like, you're in the clear. Say something. You're not being a bitch about it.
Right. No, it's not.
So finally, I sent my landlord a series of 25 photos over the last 2 years of just what she's bringing in and out.
Because you have all the receipts.
My landlord doesn't live here. Okay. So she doesn't.
So how would she?
Right. Right. So I was like, is there any way you could talk to her? And she said yes. And then the next day, the mattress was gone. But all the other shit was still there. There's still 2 lamps, cabinets, all this stuff. So I feel like...
Run over it.
But I'll injure my car.
Put something on the car. Run over it.
You can't hit a lamp in a
Put it on the floor. Run over it.
cabinet. Like move her shit.
And run over it. Say shouldn't have been there in the
You
first
don't think
place.
she's gonna sue me?
Sue you for what?
Running over her stuff that I put on camera. We have 24/7 cameras.
Tell Dagnino to do it.
Dagnino, everybody in the comments. Not everybody, a lot of people.
Thought it was a great idea.
As many people in the comments were mad at me about the drinking as they were thinking Dagnino was a good idea.
I think that, see? Because I have come up with some great ideas. That was a good one.
So anyway, mattress is moved. The other shit's still there. So that saga continues. While I came upstairs, I ended up seeing her in the hallway. She was leaving
right.
with a guy. The guy was the same guy that I had
Hugs?
found on the floor, Hugsy McGee. So I was like, okay, Hugs is with her again. And that's the first time I've seen somebody there again.
Repeating viewer.
When I ended up texting my friend in the complex, he was like, I think that dude moved in.
Oh.
Confusing because I've only seen him now twice and I see a ton of other people still coming and going. So maybe they're just roommates, but then why did he tell me she must have fallen asleep and he couldn't get in?
And why such a long hug?
Why such a long hug? But the bigger story here is that she comes out with a full blown, and this girl is maybe 24 years old. She comes with a cane and she is limping. So I said to her,
Somebody
hey,
throw that ass around.
I felt bad because she's so sweet. Whenever I see her, she's so lovely. Hi, Roxy. I said, hey, what's up with the cane? And she was like, oh,
Got my ass blown out.
that's what she said. No, she said, I dislocated my hip.
Right.
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and then the guy is standing next to her. So I wanted to be like, how'd you do that? But instead I was like, oh. And she's like, oh, it's very painful. And she's like limping away on the cane situation. And I'm just watching her leave. Since that moment, it
Haven't heard a peep.
It has been effing silent.
Right. Because she's not in, well, even, look, to be fair, even if she was just, let's say that there's nothing going on over there, no OnlyFans stuff, no.
Maybe she's just sexually active.
Maybe
Yeah.
even if she's just sexually active, she ain't going to be doing anything with a busted up hip.
No, she could barely walk.
Right.
She's on this cane, like,
Right.
and it has been silent.
So you got to, assume what you should have asked
Yeah,
is
how long's the recovery? I did. As she was
Right.
walking away, I said, I hope the rehab goes well. Take your time. Like,
For real, yeah, you're gonna have like a couple, at least 2 months.
you think?
Probably, depending on how bad it is. I mean, she was limping around. You sent me that footage.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I
Yeah, I
wish
know.
we could play on the show.
She's
That's the stuff I wish we could play on the show.
hobbling through.
You can only play the audio on the show
I
because it
know.
comes from your apartment.
I know.
Can't like then now you're breaking rules when you start doing that.
I know.
But it was hilarious. I mean,
Yeah,
not
it's amazing.
hilarious in the way that it just leads into this whole, I don't know, this whole thing. It's just like this saga
I know.
of what's going on. I want to get answers though for my own like. I don't know.
Yeah, but we might have. This might be a peaceful bit of
Solution?
time. We
Oh.
have nobody's playing. No 2-year-olds playing the drums next to me anymore.
know.
And I'm not up at night hearing fucking
You're in that position of.
power.
Yeah, like House of the Dragon, like right before the war started. In between like the one war and the other war, it's like a moment. It's like the time of peace.
Yeah.
It's not gonna last, but
You don't know.
It might last for a
I don't
little
think it's
bit.
gonna last.
It's not gonna last too. There'll be
Also,
more stories.
she is like there's tends to be a lot of drama around her,
Yeah.
so I feel like the silence.
Something else will happen.
Yeah.
You got. I
I'm
mean,
thinking.
Yeah, you need to get
How do you dislocate your hip in your 20s?
someone throwing you around.
Really, right?
Yeah,
Because you can't do that from.
because she's little, right?
Yeah, she's little.
Is she shorter than you?
No, but skinnier than me.
Okay, so someone tossed her around.
What is the? How do people dislocate their hip? Like, that's like something grandparents do.
Falling, yeah. Who knows? I mean, it could happen, but that's
I don't know anybody in their 20s who's dislocated their hips.
if it's going on as long as it does. Like how many times, like without exaggeration, how many times would you guesstimate that you think you've heard her doing the deed?
No, this isn't an exaggeration.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like hundreds of times.
Right. So there's definitely some stuff going on.
Yeah.
To where she got.
It's
tossed
hard for
around.
me to know when sometimes other things. I know when I'm not exaggerating. The comments, I legitimately, because I read them as one long paragraph. So I really don't know. Or like when you asked me, I went to a comedy show this weekend to see Kate, and we were like, "Oh, that comedy club, how many people does it seat?" And I was like, 100. I don't know if it could be 30.
Right.
It could be 200.
Right.
I don't know.
Does that fall into the same category of maybe why you're not great at directions and stuff? Like
Maybe.
that same neighborhood.
It's like bizarre because I'm observant, but I don't know. I can't gauge things
Right.
at all.
Right.
Like I don't know how big arenas are or stadiums.
That SoFi is pretty big. My daughter and my
Like
my
it's pretty
wife,
big,
they went to
hundreds
Taylor
of
Swift.
thousands, or is pretty big, tens of thousands.
I think how many does I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say
I've been there twice.
if I was to guess, I would say that SoFi seats 90,000. Let me see. SoFi.
No, I think I've been there once. I saw the Chili
Stadium.
Peppers there. Did I see something?
What would you say? You say what do you think the capacity is?
150,000.
I don't think it's too far off. Reaches 70,000, but can be expanded to accommodate over 100 for special events. But it's
So I don't.
70,000.
So I guessed double.
And I guessed high too, but 70. But you were right. You said over 100, but for special events. But it's about 70,240. That's still a lot of freaking people. Man.
Yeah, I mean it's huge. You know, it cost them like $8 billion.
Yeah, of course it's massive. But so
Have you been there?
I think I went for a game.
Did you say they went for Taylor Swift?
They went for Taylor Swift. Yeah, it was the
3 of them?
No. The 5-year-old wouldn't know what to do. But the just my wife and my
Did they do the
12-year-old,
bracelets?
They did everything.
It was the
And,
best day ever.
yeah, I mean my wife is not necessarily a huge Taylor Swift fan, but likes her music.
Fine,
whatever.
yeah.
Fine. But like my daughter, it's like her Madonna.
I mean, people are obsessed. I mean,
My daughter's obsessed, and it was the most adorable thing ever. My wife sent me the picture or video of her like just jamming to listening to all the kids singing in the thing, and her just kind of going nuts, and it's just like, yeah, it was her. It wasn't her first concert ever. That was her second. I told you her. Do you remember? We talked about this on the show. Do you remember her first concert was?
no, what was it?
Rod Stewart.
Oh yeah.
Took her shoelace.
I wouldn't have been able to guess that, but I do remember
Rod
now
Stewart.
that you said that.
Yeah, it's like, so that's what she's always gonna have to say. I remember taking her to the concert, going, "Yep, she's always going to say her first concert with Rod Stewart."
What was
Rod
yours?
Stewart's awesome. Def Leppard with
Your
Brian.
first concert was Def Leppard?
with Brian Adams. Yeah, it was like a thing they did at Madison Square Garden.
Who'd you go with?
I think I went with my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, so you were older.
Did I? No.
You didn't go to any concerts when you were a kid?
So maybe no. You know what? That's right. It was.
did.
I was a kid, and my dad took me. That's what happened.
To Def Leppard?
Yeah, and Brian Adams.
That's so bizarre. What a weird
I don't know,
combo.
that's when he got. But yeah,
Why did Brian Adams open for Def Leppard?
it was like a joint thing. It was like a joint thing. It was like one of those radio
Yeah.
things.
That's just such a
I
weird.
know. I've seen. Let's see.
1-2
Who have I
punch.
seen? I've seen.
Ever?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how many people. Like, I'm not. I shouldn't say I'm not a big concert person because I love concerts, but I won't say that I'm one. So. There's so many that I wish I would have gone to that I didn't. Right. Like.
This is what I grew up doing because my dad.
I know. Like
Yeah.
I've seen Bruce Springsteen, who's I always wanted to see. So
I'm seeing him
Rolling Stones.
again.
You are? When are you going?
I'm flying to Boston for it.
Just to see it. Is he going to be here?
I'm actually really excited. So yeah, he's going to be here in December. But
Okay.
the tickets were. I waited for 18 hours and didn't get
Couldn't
a ticket.
get it. Okay.
My sister got me a ticket in Boston, so I'm flying home for that.
okay.
But that's the last thing my mom and I did together. We went to see Bruce. My mom went to like 50 plus of his shows.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
And so my sister and my brother never got to go.
Okay.
So
You guys are going,
the
all three of
us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, how cute is
That's
that?
awesome.
Yeah, we're stoked.
Oh,
on
that's
it.
great.
Yeah.
What a great one. That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's awesome.
That's good, yeah.
I can't be more excited. But I'm going to try to get tickets out here too.
Let me know if you get an extra.
Yeah, I will, because I love Bruce.
Me too.
I mean, he's in live.
He was great. I saw him
He's the greatest.
at where was it? The Honda Center. When I saw him. And then Rolling Stones I've seen. I saw
I didn't see them.
9 Inch Nails.
Oh, that's cool. Where?
Florida, Tampa.
What's your favorite show you ever been to?
Guns N' Roses at Dodgers Stadium.
That's very
not
cool.
too long ago with my wife because I was expecting them to not be great.
Yeah.
I think Bruce at Honda's probably up there too, but I was expecting Guns N' Roses to be like, this is nostalgic and sad, and it was the farthest thing from it.
That's cool.
And I saw a guy cheat death on the way.
What?
I told this story, but I'll tell it again. Like we were driving into Dodgers. I'm sure I told this story I don't know, maybe I wasn't even, no, we weren't doing Collider at that time. So we were driving there, and going, you've gone to Dodger Stadium and you're going to do the parking, and there were
I
these
hate.
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's and these cars are zipping back and forth, and this guy is walking through. This guy's not going to make it, and he gets, boom, he gets
pegged.
Big time. And my wife screams because we just saw this guy get leveled, and he goes up in the air and lands, and then pops back up, and then just walks away, and then sits down over on the thing, and his girl, because it was him and his girlfriend
Did
were
the car stop?
yeah, and him and his girlfriend were like fighting or something. That's what he was like screaming at her or something. That's when he crossed through and went up in the air and landed. And she went. It was crazy. We thought he died.
Was he in shock and that's how he popped up, or what?
I know that they brought people went over to check on him and stuff too and everything too. But he was like he popped up and then he sat down and he was like just kind of like this and he looked. From when I saw him, who knows what the hell happened to him afterwards?
What?
But like he went up in the air and down. Like my wife thought he was like she literally screamed like someone who was watching someone die. Like she like seeing this like in her head the thoughts were this person is dying.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if he was on meth or whatever he was, but he popped up and just got up and then
That's
just sat
fucking
down. It was crazy. So then that led us into the concert itself, and like it was just we had the best. It was right. It was my youngest wasn't born yet, so it was right before.
So that's definitely before Collider.
Yeah. So it was like 2016, 2017. It was right before she was born. Well, right before she was pregnant with my second one. And it was fantastic. And then the Bruce one was good. Killers were good. I saw the Killers.
I love the Killers.
I saw them at
You ever do festivals?
yeah, but I did one. I did a few, but I did one in St. Petersburg when I was like 17 or 18. There's one that was like a 3-day festival. It was nuts. Like, Grateful Dead popped into it. That's how crazy it was. And like
I just saw them for my first time.
Oh, you're tripping balls?
When I saw
Brett.
yeah, I pointed to it.
So speaking of it,
doesn't
so
exist.
people are gonna be asking where Brett is. Brett was
kicked
supposed
him out.
Yeah, right. He's done. He was supposed to be on the show today, but like something popped up, so he's gonna be back. He'll be back tomorrow.
He pissed you off one too many times.
He did, but this show today, like I said, it's gonna be it's a short one, and I'll get to some of the questions that you guys.
Oh yeah, I
put in
want
yesterday.
to hear them. You know what I saw the other day?
What?
I know they're not a sponsor today, but I was watching Shark Tank because I'm completely obsessed with that right now. And as you know, non-scripted is stuff I can talk about. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm stoked to be binging it. I never saw it, and I've just been watching. And Rumpel was on there.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
on,
I was
on
like,
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Oh, were they pitching it?
No, yeah, I'm going back years.
Oh, wow.
I didn't realize.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, they're great. I'd love to get them back.
I was like, word. That's cool.
Let's talk about this quick before we get you out of here, because I know you got to go early today. The David Grusch stuff, which we'll cover more in depth on Tuesday with Riley, obviously, but
I'm kind of bummed that you picked Riley to be your partner on that.
on that one,
Just because I'm so obsessed with it.
yeah. Well, you can always guest. You can come in. You're just not available on the
Haven't
days that
been
we have to
invited.
do it.
What are you talking about?
You're not available. You might be now, but
I'm
normally you're not. Right now you're available.
pretty effing free.
Well, we got shows on. We usually record on either Friday or Monday. So
Mondays are good for me.
okay,
Fridays are not.
Fridays are not.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I do DJ. Oh, DJ and I got a full-blown fight on air.
Really?
Yeah, because he does not believe in the UAPs.
At all.
And it's
Yeah.
like, you can't
Did he
not
watch the
believe
thing
in
I
them.
asked him to? He doesn't even believe that they exist in the sky.
He's like, they're all identifiable.
No, they're
and I'm
not.
like, they're not. It's dumb. And he's like,
They're not at
you have to
all.
look at where the money is being backed for the research that proves that they're unidentifiable. And I'm like, we legit like duked it out on air.
Wow. So
It's the first time in my decade of working with him that I was like raising my voice, I think.
Yeah. Well, so James Fox says it the best, where he's like, because he was on some show and the guys were like, well, there's so many that have been debunked. He's like, of course there have been.
Yeah.
Of course there's been. He's
Yeah,
like,
because not all of them.
no, he said, of course. He said, but there's, let's say the number's 12%. He said, but there's 12% that they don't know what it is. He's like, what is the 12%?
Yeah.
Like, and that, what drives me nuts, and I don't know, maybe I have to talk to DJ about this because he's supposed to do the show actually tomorrow. What is he at? Because there's some people, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday about it. Like, well, how come the U.S. is the only one that sees it?
They're not. I know.
Russia, Brazil, China,
Australia.
Africa. It goes on and on and on and on. But like people, they don't. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, what do you know about it? And it's like the same thing. Well, if you look at the stats, they can all be identified. No, they can't. That's the whole reason why there's
They're
a Congress.
unidentified.
That's why they're having
and
a
I'm
Congress
not saying what
hearing.
they are. I'm saying that they're not identified.
That's the
How
whole
are you
point.
fighting against that?
Yeah, we're not. It's like so. I wonder if you watched that 5-part thing that I asked him.
He
to
said he
watch.
started it and he couldn't even. He was like, what did he call it? He said the reasoning was some term, like whatever logic based something. You ask him about it. He was like, I couldn't even get through it. It was so ridiculous.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, so some people.
I was like, DJ, you are a reasonable person who believes in science. How are you
It's
not?
the taboo behind it, man. It's the taboo behind it.
He
Like,
can't get there.
He had the look when I was talking to him about it. I love DJ. I know he's
Yeah,
gonna be
me
on the
too. DJ's
he's gonna be
amazing.
on the show tomorrow. But like, he had that look of that kind of the second you say UFO, there's like this embedded smirk that people get.
I know.
And it's like you don't.
Where they think you're nuts.
Yeah, because they don't. Because they're just, like, they can't even imagine it. And where all these things, it's like there's so many different questions. And again, I don't want to get into it to where we're going to go. The only thing I do want to cover, and regardless of what you think about whether it's true, whether it's not, the UAP whistleblower David Grusch, decorated intelligence officer who had this report. The new thing that came out was that they were leaking his medical records.
Yeah.
And that
the
it
government.
Was, the government. Well, that's what they. So Ross Coulthart, who is the guy who did the interview with him and everything too.
For News Nation.
Yeah, he was the one. Did you see his? He was on with Chris Cuomo. Did you see
Yes,
that?
exactly. That's how I found out about it.
Yeah, so he was on and he had the conversation where he basically said, "Look, there's two people that could have. There's two places that could do that. It's the. So what happened was to backtrack. David Grusch had PTSD when he came back from the war, and he had suicidal tendencies, Ross even talked to him about it on the interview.
And he was put into like not an institution, but a
help.
thing, yeah,
to get help. But they made the point. But then because of the government didn't say, oh, you're not qualified to be part of this. They said, okay, yeah, you're past that. You now come work for this organization. But that's not the scandal. The scandal is that his records are supposed to be protected.
Yeah,
so there's one of the two places.
Medical records.
Right. Now, there was either the police report that they could have leaked it. The police, when it was report, because his wife was concerned about him, so she made the report. Police were like, wasn't us. We didn't leak it. So that only leaves the government that leaked it. And that's some 1950s shit right there.
Yeah, for sure. Because they want people to question his credibility, obviously, which is just like, it's disgusting to convince people it's okay to need help.
Right.
And then to use said help against them.
Right. Right.
Like.
And he's talked about it.
What?
But he's also talked about it. He's also like they had it. That was the thing I don't think they were prepared for. That it didn't air on the actual first portion of the news, but Ross asked him about it.
And he's not hiding.
No, he talked about it in depth, and he said it's something he was proud of because he had to fight back from it, and he also wants other vets to know about it, and like
he's also the only one who's not claimed of the three people that they're questioning in the hearings. He's not claiming he's seen UAPs. Like
he said it many times that he hasn't.
He's like, it's not mine. I just have over 40 people that I've interviewed that have come to me with this information. So it's like, what are you guys implying that he had PTSD? So he made up that if he was going to make something up, don't you think it would be that he saw the UAP? It's just that doesn't make sense to me.
It's what, and I saw a couple of people respond and say, what do these people have to benefit? Like money? It's like, do you understand that David Fravor hasn't seen a penny, the pilot? Hasn't seen a penny from this stuff. Ryan Graves, same thing. Hasn't seen a penny.
They're losing everything.
Everything. They're risking everything. Grusch was still working for them. He didn't get fired. He was a whistleblower. And he's risking everything.
And now they're saying that he doesn't have a high enough clearance to even have those meetings.
They're going to try everything they can.
Yeah.
It's like
because it's 70 years plus of secrets that they're like, we are not letting this out. That's what's happening. They just don't want us to know.
We'll talk more about this particular story on the show on Tuesday.
You gotta let me know what DJ says.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to talk about that tomorrow.
No, you got to bring it up.
I should bring it up for sure. I don't want to get into a full thing on. We're doing the Capes and Cows tomorrow too. But if
you got to bring it up,
you want me to get into an argument with them also?
Do an extra bit and put it at the end of this episode.
We should for sure. All right, before we say goodbye, I do want to get to some of those questions that came in. All right, here we go. Okay, we got one. Hey, it's a start, and it's from Darth Ray's burnt asshole. I wonder if it is Darth Vader's burnt asshole's cousin, or maybe it's just a change. Nonetheless, what are your thoughts on the hate that Rachel Ziegler is getting for her past tweets and comments about the Snow White changes. I personally think it is a travesty not to have the prince saving Snow White and not having the seven dwarfs. Could this tank the movie box office? Well, what I'll tell you is this. I do think that there is sometimes that there's change that can help. I have no problem with Rachel Ziegler playing Snow White. And I know people say, well, it's called Snow White. It's supposed to have Snow White skin. It's a fairy tale. You can change that up. I do think that it's actually, if I don't even know if it's rumor or if it's not rumor, about not casting dwarves to play the dwarves is more of it's an issue. It's taking away roles from dwarves. That's my problem with it. My problem with it is Hollywood isn't a massive place that has so many roles for dwarves. And it's called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So I think that's a mistake. And I think that's a mistake because you're not having the you're not giving the opportunity in so many different ways that have been argued in the past about how certain roles should be played by certain people to give more chances. I think this is the case for Seven Dwarfs. I think that's a mistake. If it's the case, I don't even know how much of a rumor it is and if it's factual or not. As far as is the movie doomed, is it going to tank the box office? What tanks the box office is a bad movie. If it's a good movie, and it seems like movies should, you got to market towards everyone though. So I don't know how it's going to play, but I will say that I think that I want to see this trailer before I judge anymore. But thank you, Darth Ray's burnt asshole. We appreciate it. Roxy Stryer, where can the good kids find you?
Everywhere at Roxy Stryer.
All right. Thank you, guys. I know shorter episode here today, but we'll be back tomorrow. Once again, if you want to get your question on tomorrow's Capes and Cowls, streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. Drop a question and get it answered on the next episode of The Big Thing. For Roxy Stryer, I'm me and you're you. See you later. Bye.